Hello, hi Raphael.
Hi, Stephanie.
How are you today?
I'm fine. Thanks for asking. What about you?
I'm good, I'm good. A little bit tired today. I just took a nap this
And don't
afternoon.
worry, you are not the only one. Me too.
Okay, okay, good, good. And how has your day been?
It's been okay. It's nothing that I have. I traveled yesterday, and traveling is really tiresome. So I took the day off today to regain my energies.
Oh, good for you.
Prepare for tomorrow. Yeah.
Good, that's really important. To take the time when we need it. Um, good for you. All right, and some more folks are showing up. Salvatore, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi,
Fine.
Stephanie.
Okay, there's Salvatore.
Okay. Hi, Stephanie. I'm fine, thank you. Good
Good.
to see you again,
Yeah,
teacher.
good to see you again too. It's been a while.
Yes,
Good. Glad you're back, or I'm back.
thank you.
All right, and let's see who else is here. Gregor hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. I'm having some troubles with our document for tonight, but hopefully we'll get that going. And Fabia, hello.
Hello, Stephanie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? All right, so um, we are here for some grammar practice tonight, and we have some advanced grammar. Um, so today we'll be looking at direct speech and reported speech. Um, and there's some specific grammar rules regarding both of those. Um, I am having some trouble right now getting my worksheet to open with the right program, but I will get you the link. So there's the link in the Verbling chat and in the Google chat, and we'll get that open and we'll get started in just a second. Adela, hello.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Good. All right. Um, okay, so I'm going to try to open this one more time and hope it works for us. You can open the PDF in your own screen if you like, however you prefer. We will start by reviewing the rules regarding direct speech and then reported speech. And then we'll go through some exercises so you can practice those rules. Oh, my worksheet. I don't know, maybe I'll show you all the problem I'm having and maybe somebody might know how to fix it. Um, so here in the document is showing up fine. What is not showing up are the icons here. I'm supposed to be able to type. Does anyone know anything about preview?
Is to
Oh,
change?
it
Change?
looks like it'll let me type. I just can't see any of the buttons. Maybe it won't be a problem. We'll try put up with it. Maybe it'll show up. Um,
Did you try to reopen this application?
yeah, I closed it. I was closing it and reopening it while just before I started class and while I was greeting each of you. Um, so that didn't help. I don't know. It does seem like just an error in the program or it didn't open properly.
Or maybe there's a problem with the configuration files. Sometimes the application freaks out when there's a problem with the configuration if it doesn't read all of
Oh,
the
I
thing
have
format.
the document open.
okay, okay, good. So I think we'll be okay. Yeah, it's something I've never seen this before, so as long as I can type what you say, we should be just fine. All right, so thank you, everyone. Let's get started. So direct speech, this is what we actually say. So everything I'm saying right now is direct speech. We rarely write direct speech unless we include dialogue or quoted speech in our work. Okay, so if you're writing, unless you're writing a story, you probably won't be writing direct speech. Although we read direct speech all the time in the newspaper, in quotations, and in novels and short stories where the characters speak to each other. So the difficult part of direct speech really is the punctuation in writing. So there are some rules here for how to punctuate direct speech. The first rule is to place a comma after the subject and reporting verb. These are reporting verbs. Verbs that tell that something was said. So here in this first example, we have said is the reporting verb, and here's the subject is the doctor. So here's the subject, reporting verb, there's the comma. Second step, insert the first set of quotation marks. So there they are. Then begin the sentence as if it's a new sentence. So start with a capital letter. Then use the appropriate sentence ending punctuation. And last, insert the second set of quotation marks after the punctuation, or the closing quotation marks. All right, any questions on punctuating direct speech so far? All right.
No.
Yeah, yes. Now I want to say one thing, teacher.
Yes.
Because when, for example, in Italian, when we use direct speech, for example, the doctor said we don't use the comma, we use 2 points. The doctor said 2 points. I wanted to say only this, teacher.
Oh, interesting. So yeah, there are lots of punctuation differences between languages. Interesting. So you would use the 2 points. I think Spanish, instead of quotation marks, uses a long dash. Yeah, interesting. Cool. Thank you, Salvatore.
Thank you.
Good. So we use this, we use quoted speech or direct speech when we want to say exactly what someone said. So when we want the exact words of the person. Let's see. If it begins the sentence, there are some slightly different rules. You will begin with the quote. So quotation marks would go first. And then the main difference is you do not put an ending. You don't put a period. So even if that's the end of their sentence, you would put a comma, then the closing quotation marks, then the subject and reporting verb. So a little bit different, and of course you can look back at this guide when it's your turn to punctuate a sentence like this. So we can find the quote at the end of the sentence, at the beginning of the sentence, or we can find the quote split by the subject and verb. So an example of that is, I think, Bob commented, that this is the worst day of my life. And so the direct speech is interrupted by the subject and reporting verb. So these are the punctuation rules for that. You start with a quote, capitalize, use a comma, and then closing quotation marks after the comma, then the subject and verb, more quotation marks, finish the sentence, ending quotation mark. Any questions or comments so far?
About the second statement on the bottom of the page, could you please explain? Karen asked, "Why are you always so rude?" Um, can I don't know, just a comment. Can I use the question mark before, after explain, or no? Just a
Um,
because there, according to my understanding, there are two statements here. Could you please explain? It's already a question. And why you are so good? It's another question. I don't know. Just a comment.
it kind of seems like it, but explain needs the direct object.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so if this was like a different question, you could, like, do you like ice cream? Why are you so rude? But this case, I think with explain here, they're indicating it's one question.
Yes, it was an object.
Yeah, good. Good question. Other questions on this? So we don't often use this type of speech, but if you do, it's important to get it right. So before we go on to indirect or reported speech, let's just practice what we have talked about so far. So we'll go to exercise 1. And in exercise 1, we're going to punctuate the following sentences, use direct speech, and use capital letters where necessary. So in this, let's see, I should be able to type. Oh, okay, good. I can get some text boxes out here. Okay. So when it's your turn, you'll read the sentence, think about how to punctuate it, and then you'll tell me how to write the sentence with punctuation. And if you need to look back up, of course, these are here to help you, so look back at the rules, and we'll give this a try. All right. Do I have a volunteer who wants to go first?
Can I try, teacher?
Yes, please, go ahead.
I try. Okay.
Thank you, Salvatore.
Okay. John say, comma, quotation mark, I am very happy to meet you, quotation mark, and
Good, good. Just one thing missing that I see, and I think you just didn't say it, but I'm sure you would have written it.
in the past, okay, John said. Okay.
Yep, Jen said. And then what will I put after you, but before the quote ending quotation?
Point.
Yeah, there we go. Great. Excellent. Thank you, Salvatore. Perfect. Looks good.
Thank you.
All right, let's get on to the next. And I'm going to just follow on my screen, moving to the left. Raphael, number 2.
The doctor said, comma, quotation mark, you should cut down on your salt intake, quotation mark, period.
Oops, salt intake. Period and closing. Good. Great.
Stephanie, a quick question.
Yes.
Is it possible, I don't know if English allows that, you use 2 points instead of comma for a statement? I don't know.
In English, it looks kind of messy. So like this.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I think we wouldn't see that typically. We might see, I think because with the quotation marks, it's a little bit messy, but we might see it like this. The doctor said, take your medicine. We might do it like this, but it's not standard form. I wouldn't recommend it for work or school. But it's clear the meaning. So if you do this, people will understand it. But I'd stick with the comma and the quotation marks for standard. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, great question. All right. Number 3, Jose, hello.
Hello,
How are you today?
I'm doing very well. And you?
I'm good, thank you. Welcome.
Okay.
All right, so we are, uh-oh, my document is giving me trouble again. Uh-oh. So we are punctuating direct speech sentences? Yes. Give me just a second here.
Yes.
I might have to reopen this document. It's not responding to me. Oh, come on. I tell you, I'm gonna try to open a new one. This is. I feel like every day I have a technological problem here. Just give me a second, everyone. Sorry.
Okay.
I guess it's not. Okay, now it's responding. All right. Okay. Just didn't want to work for a minute. We're back. Okay, so number 3.
Okay.
All right.
Natasha explained, comma, quotation. I am here to learn not to fool around. Point and in the ending double quotation.
Good. Pull around. Good. Good. So comma and the period or the point and ending quotations. Looks good. Great. Thank you, Jose. Gregors, you're up. Number 4.
Okay. So first quotation marks. Pack your bags and get out of here. And I'm not sure, but I think it will be exclamation mark because we can do it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Quotation mark.
Mm-hmm.
And later something I'm not sure. Screamed, comma, the landlord. No.
Yes.
There's some, yeah. I'm not sure, just because it was.
Yeah.
I know where's the issue. So at the end should be a period. That's for sure.
Great.
And there's still something missing. No, I think it should be fine.
All right, great. Looking at it, looks good to me. So when we have an exclamation, we can use the exclamation. When we have a question, we can use the question mark. But if it were a period, that's where we would change it to a comma. Good. So the quotations at the start. And let's just review that rule for everyone. When the quote is at the start or begins the sentence, at the end of the sentence you use a comma, question mark, or exclamation mark, but not a period. So nice work. We definitely do use the exclamation mark. Notice also that the following word after the exclamation mark is lowercase. This is considered all one sentence. Great. So thank you, Gregors. Moving right along. Fabia, number 5, please.
I believe Toshiko said that you are holding my bag. Toshiko said to me.
Yes. No. So Toshiko is the person saying the sentence. This sentence is split. The quote is split. So here's the start of the quote, and here is the end of the quote. And it's Toshiko who said it.
I believe that you are holding my bag, comma, between quotes, comma, Toshiko said to me.
Okay, and you said between quotations, and you said a comma here. And Toshiko. Okay, this is what you said, correct?
What?
Did I type it correctly, what you said?
Yes.
Okay, good,
I
good.
think so.
Good, yep, so this would be one solution. This is when you're moving the quote to the beginning. So very good for the beginning. You can keep the quote separated. You'll see this in novels or short stories if there's dialogue. You can keep the quote like it is with how does it call it? And the quote is split by the subject and verb. So the quote is split in 2 parts. And for that, when that happens, we can use quotation marks for the first part, I believe, comma, closing quotation marks. Then the subject, Toshiko, the verb, said, another comma,
between quotes, that you are holding my bag.
and then, yeah, quotations again, that you are holding my bag. Great, and let me just check. I have to check on that second comma. These rules are tricky, even for me. Yep, there's always a second comma after the verb. Okay, great. So these are just different styles of direct speech. There's absolutely no difference in meaning. All right, great. Thank you, Fabia. And Adela, you're next, number 6, please.
Yes. Quotation mark. Could you tell me how to get to Route 17, comma, quotation mark? Asuko asked. point.
All right, and you said after 17, what?
Could you tell me how to get to root 17, comma,
Mm-hmm.
and quotation marks?
Mm-hmm.
And Atsuko asked,
Good. Atsuko asked.
point.
Great.
Okay.
Great, looks good. And just one thing to notice, when it is a question, you can use the question mark. So if it is a question, use a question
Yes,
mark.
mistake.
Comma.
A
So,
question mark, yes.
yep, but never a period. You would use a comma instead of a period. Great. Thank you very much. Back to Salvatore for number 7.
Stephanie,
Yes.
sorry.
Yes, of course.
Can you use without the question mark?
It might not be clear that he's asking, but there is an instance where we would do, I don't know, let's look back at our examples here and see what they have. I want to say no. Yeah, so here they do a question. I think the only time would be if it's split, if the question is split, like in that example, someone had asked about this one. Then you wouldn't. Like, so for this question where it's split in 2 parts, the first part doesn't have a question, and the last part does, then you wouldn't, but I think you would use the question mark for any question. Good question. All right. Yeah, any other questions so far, anyone? Please feel free to ask questions at any time. We love questions. All right, so Salvatore, number 7.
Okay. The quotation mark, the fastest way out is through the library, quotation mark, comma, Robert explained, point.
All right, let me get that centered here. Okay, looks good. One little tiny error. Do you see a small mistake here?
Let me see. A comma and first comma and then quotation mark.
Yes, excellent. The comma must go first. Very good, very good. Excellent. Yeah.
Okay, because I confused because in Italian is first quotation mark and then comma.
Yeah, it's a complete opposite. Yeah, I think of quotation marks as like everything goes inside the quotations. Interesting. Good. Thank you. Very nice. And so, Raphael, number 8 is for you.
The professor said, comma, quotation mark, we will have a test on Friday, quotation mark, period.
And there we go. Sounds good. It's good. So there's our comma after the reporting verb. The capitalizing I've just been doing automatically without having anyone say it, but everyone remember to capitalize. Looks good. And 2 more for punctuating. Number 9 goes to Jose.
Okay. Boris yelled, comma, quotation mark. Where are my new shoes? Um, question, interrogation,
Mhm.
and after that, quotation mark.
Excellent. Very nice. Good, good. So, perfect. Yep, comma, and then we capitalized and quotation mark, or question mark goes inside the quotation marks. Great. Thank you very much, Jose. And we've got just one more punctuation sentence. And Gregor's, it's yours.
Okay, so quotation mark. I think that you are wrong. It could be exclamation mark, but I'm not sure. Could be also comma. I would guess that would be a comma, but I don't know the context of this discussion.
Well, let's put a comma for now and we'll see. We can change it later if we'd like.
Yeah, and quotation mark, or like stated, sorry, stated.
Mhm.
And I also feel quotation mark, that you don't understand the subject at all. Maybe I won't understand.
Mhm. Looks good. Oh, I'm
Period. Period and quotation mark at the end.
good, great. And I didn't mean to give that away. Sorry about that. Yeah, period. All right, so look back at that. There is one small error. Let's see if you can spot it. Or
Okay. Like stated. There should be a comma between stated and I think.
yes, comma here. And then what do you feel about these little pieces? This little sentence is
May, maybe I wait a second. Then maybe the period, maybe the quotation mark shouldn't be in this place.
yeah.
Yeah, I know where's the mistake. The quotation mark should be before and.
Excellent. Perfect. There we go. Yes, so these are a little more tricky when the quote is split into two pieces. It's a little trickier. So very nice work on that one. Excellent.
Stephanie,
Yes.
sorry, another question, quick question. Can I use the period outside the quotation marks? No, is it always go inside?
It should always go inside. Mhm. Um, a lot of native speakers make mistakes with that. So if you see it outside, it's probably a mistake. So keep it inside. Good, great question.
Actually, I have like a punctuation difference between British and Americans, and they said keep period outside of the quotation mark, which is quite weird, but
Oh, wow. That's strange. That is
maybe, yeah.
yeah, it must be some style difference there. Yeah, definitely, certainly for American English, keep it on the inside.
Yes.
Good, great. Thank you for mentioning that. Wonderful, everyone. All right. And Anna Carolina has joined us. Hello.
Hi, teacher.
How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm fine, thank you. You're just in time. We are going to get into reported speech. So we just finished up an exercise on direct speech. Let's look now at indirect or reported speech. And this is, while we rarely employ direct speech, we use reported speech every day. In fact, reported speech is one of the most common forms in grammar, and there are strict rules for the sequence of tenses. So reported speech is just when you are telling what somebody else said. And when you do this, you have to change the structure. And the rule is that you change the tense or the structure one step backwards to the past. Although there are some exceptions, we'll talk about those. So what that means, if there's a direct speech tense is simple present, then when you're reporting that tense, you'll use the simple past. So here's the direct speech, I love you. Here's the reported speech. She said that she loved me. So present tense here, simple past here. And this is just logical. Okay, once it's said, then it becomes past tense. So that's one way to think of it. I guess we'll look at all the examples on this chart, but this is a useful chart to have. So we'll look through these, but one other important thing to keep in mind, the relative pronoun that, used after the reporting verb, is optional but commonly used. It's also commonly not used. So this that will often not be there. She said she loved me. All right, so if the direct speech is present progressive, you'll use past progressive. I am going to the party becomes she said that she was going to the party. If in direct speech it's present perfect, then in reported speech it'll be past perfect. I have eaten already. She said that she had eaten already. Simple past becomes past perfect. Ah, oh no. Okay. So I bought a new coat becomes she said that she had bought a new coat. A past progressive direct speech will become past perfect progressive. I was sleeping at that time. She said that she had been sleeping at that time. Simple future becomes conditional. It's pretty advanced grammar here. You will have a test next Thursday. The professor said that we would have a test next Thursday. And this is when I think many native speakers would use will here as well. Future progressive becomes the conditional progressive. I will be traveling to Spain next month. She said that she would be traveling to Spain next month. Again, I think many native speakers would use will here as well.
Is it correct?
I think I'm going to say grammatically it's not technically correct, but I'd say it's very common. And I'd say it's because of pronunciation. We often don't really pronounce will or would fully. So will and would can sound almost the same. My advice, though, would be to use would, especially in writing. Conversational, spoken English, there may be no difference, but in writing, stick with would. Good question. Then we've got the modal can. That becomes could in reported speech. You can eat whatever you want. The doctor said that I could eat whatever I want. And then the imperative or command form becomes the infinitive. Eat your vegetables. My mother told me to eat my vegetables. Then let's just look at the notes. The simple present is sometimes reported in the simple present when the action has just occurred or if the statement is a well-known fact. Ruth says that she loves me. Experts say that cats are nocturnal. Oh, here we go. Sometimes in predictions, the reporting verb is in the future and the other clause is in the simple present. My mother will say that she is too sick to go. So that's in prediction specifically. I guess that's probably all that's important. I don't think the others are that important. You can use said without a direct object. Jim said that he was coming. You can use told with a direct object. The teacher told me to come early. And then I guess it might be tricky reporting imperatives. Remember to use correct negative infinitive form, which is not plus the infinitive. So you wouldn't use do or don't or doesn't. You use not and the infinitive. That's a whole lot of grammar rules for you, but you're going to practice them now. Are there any questions before we go on to the exercises? All right. So I would say keep this open as we go through the exercises. The next is error correction. I think that, oh, that's direct speech again. Let's go ahead and do some practice with the reported speech. Since we just talked about it, let's go do it. Let's go to exercise 4. You're going to report the sentences. So you will get a direct speech sentence and you will report what Olga said. So this is what Olga said. You need to report what she said using Olga said that. Gregor's went last, so Fabia, it's your turn. Number 1.
Yes, we will leave at 6. Olga said that she would leave at 6.
Is she talking only about herself?
What?
Is Olga talking only about herself, or are there other people?
Ah, okay. Yes, Olga said that they would leave at 6.
Great.
Sorry.
Yeah, great, good. They would leave at, leave at 6. Right, so will becomes would. Excellent. No quotations anywhere. Great. No. Thank you, Fabia.
Okay.
Excellent. Anna Carolina, you're up next, number 2.
Okay. Tomorrow will be a special day. Olga said that tomorrow would be a special day.
Great, excellent. Perfect, yep, will becomes would. One step back. Great, thank you. Adela, number 3.
Yes, Olga said that she would go to the movies tonight. No, she would go to the movies tonight.
Yeah, yeah, Yep. So you don't have to change the time reference of what she said.
Yes,
Good.
I adapt.
Great.
about.
Yep. Just the will to would. So great job, Adela. Thank you. All right, Salvatore, number 4.
Letitia will definitely come to the party. Olga said that Letitia would definitely come to the party.
Great. In just a second. So that's Letitia.
Letitia.
How to spell that? Would, and you said would definitely come to the party. Good. Great. Sounds great. Pretty simple so far. Number 5, Raphael.
Olga said that she would not come with me to the dinner.
Good. Olga said that she would not come with me to the dinner. Good, and good job changing that you to me. Great, excellent. Thank you, Raphael. Jose, you're up, number 6.
Okay. Olga said that it would probably rain tomorrow.
Great. Yep, perfect. So will to would again. Super. Gregor's number 7.
Olga said that Paul wouldn't remember to call me later.
Good. Troubles typing today. Remember to call me later. There we go. Great. Yep. Won't to wouldn't. Super. Thank you. Fabia, your turn, number 8.
Yes, Olga said that Henrietta you'd arrive after Hannah.
Great. Yep. So will to would again. Pretty easy rule. Anna Carolina, your turn.
Okay. Who won will never do it on time. Olga said that who won would never do it on time.
Good. Yep. So will to would again. And our last one for these, Adela, your turn.
Olga, I will buy a new pair of shoes of the dance. Olga said that she would buy a new pair of shoes for the dance.
Great. Said that she would buy a new pair of shoes. Great. Any questions on these sentences? All right, great. So we have time for a little bit more, and then I see, looks like we've got an interesting link in the chat that I think we'll look at. Gregor's posted an interesting link we'll look at the end of class, if that's okay with everyone. This is a 2-part class, so we are not going to finish the exercises in this hour. There is a second hour immediately following. So if you can join us for that, or if not, that's fine. But let's go on. Let's do some sentence reporting. So in exercise 5, it's the same idea, but instead of Olga, we are going to talk about the professor. So the professor said that, or the professor told us, if there's an infinitive. So if you see an infinitive, like if it's a command or an imperative, then you'll use the professor told us to sit down, for example. So that's where we are. Exercise 5. Let's see. I think it is Salvatore's turn.
Okay. The professor said that uh, that they would have a test tomorrow.
Good. They would have oops. Great. Thank you very much, Salvatore.
Thank you.
And that could be they or we, depending on if you're in the class or not. Great. So number 2, Raphael.
The professor said that we were going to study conditionals next.
I'm sorry, can you say that one more time? I had to sneeze, so I tried to take out my headphones to get the mic away from my mouth. But
So, the professor said that we were going to study conditionals next.
good.
We were.
Oops. Yes. Good eye. Yep, so we have to change that R to were. Very good. We were going to study conditionals next. Great. Thank you, Raphael. Jose, number 3. And this is a command, so you'll use the professor told us
Okay.
and with an infinitive.
The professor told us to study hard this week.
Great. Yep. Oops. Sorry about that. Yep, the professor to study hard this week. Great. Well, thank you very much. Gregors, you're up next, number 4.
Okay. The professor told us that the exam is easy.
All right, sorry about that. I had a coughing fit. Had to mute myself. Great, perfect. Told us that the exam is easy. All right, great. Fabia, you're up next, number 5.
You should bring a dictionary to the next class. The professor told us that we should bring a dictionary to the next class.
Good. Yep, great. And notice that that modal verb should doesn't change at all. So very good. All right, excellent. Anna Carolina, number 6.
This one is it's hard. The professor told us. Oh my gosh, I'm not sure. To not
Put the negative first.
to don't to sit or to not sit. Teacher,
Yep.
don't to sit or to not sit. I don't know. Not to sit.
Yes, there you go. That's the one. Told us not to cheat.
Sorry, it was the hardest.
Yes, this is probably the hardest one we've had so far. So the rule to remember is keep the infinitive together. Put the negative first, but remember that you won't use the auxiliary do. You won't use the do. with the infinitive. So tricky, tricky. Good work. I think we have, if we go quickly, I think we can finish this exercise. Salvatore, number 7.
The professor said that left when he is finished. Okay,
so this is kind of in disguise. This is actually an imperative. It's a gentle one. It's not like don't cheat, but it is a command he's giving. So let's use told us.
The professor told us left when
use the infinitive. So the professor told us to
leave.
There we go.
When you are finished.
Yep, and we would probably just say we when we are finished. Yeah, just because he told us, so we here. Another tricky one, so that's a command in disguise there. Nice work. Thank you, Salvatore.
Thank you.
Raphael, number 8.
The professor told us that he was going to correct the test tomorrow.
Great, yep, perfect. So changing that tense to was going. Great, sounds good. Jose, number 9.
Okay. The professor said that we could take the tests home.
Right, perfect. And our last one, Gregor's. Gregor's number 10, please. Oh, no. Okay. We're so low on time. So how about Fabio? Will you take number 10?
The professor said that the class you then on Wednesday, August 7.
Great. Excellent. Thank you very much. Yes, go ahead.
A question. When in number 7, leave when you are finished. Is not the professor told us to leave when we were finished?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Good work. Yep. So again, a lot of native speakers are going to make mistakes with small parts of this. So yeah, great eye. It should be were. It should be were. Good eye. And with that, everyone, we're not finished. This is part 1 of a 2-part lesson. So I hope you will join me for the next hour. If not, that's okay. We're just going to keep working on the same worksheet. But thank you for participation and nice work. I'll see you all in a future class.
Thank you, Stephanie. Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.